this is David, and welcome to my channel. I recently had an idea in which I wanted to bring back a hobby of mine, in which I wanted to start using my tarot deck, which I got a few years back. I pretty much never mastered like understanding of each tarot card, but I thought, hey, maybe it would be cool if I was to start to um, revisit this side of me that I do have some interest in, and I thought about would it be even better if I was to incorporate a little bit of AI in my reads to help confirm whether or not I'm way off or somewhat close. And hopefully over time, as I continue to do this, I'll become better. So just in short, the way I'm gonna like do my first set of readings, and I guess probably for the near future, in which since I'm brand new and starting to get to my journey to becoming more familiar with each card, I'm just gonna do a small like 3 card spread. I'm gonna first initially give my initial feedback, and then I'm gonna incorporate the AI into my video where I allow it to, I guess, search the web or whatever database is linked to come up with its own conclusion or meaning of the spread. And at the end of my video, I'm just gonna, I guess, confirm or try to connect the two. Like maybe I'll be way off, or maybe I'll be somewhat close to what AI recommends. So, with that being said, in this video, I'm going to start with the sign Aries. I'm going to start off by shuffling the cards, and let's see what comes out. And oh yeah, I just want to say my first couple spreads are going to be pretty small. I'm just going to start with 3 cards until I become more familiar, and hopefully then I can possibly start to create bigger spreads. So far, I guess I already do have 3 cards that came out. This one is the Emperor. Um, let's see, like for me, the Emperor, I guess just looking at the picture itself, it definitely seems like someone who is sitting high on their throne. Um, I from this, I get a positive vibe from it. So I don't know if I definitely, if I was sitting in the chair like that, and I guess sitting in a nice suit, I'd be feeling good about myself. That's my initial vibes I'm getting from this card. Um, like I said, at the end, I'm gonna have the AI to try to give his feedback. But let's see, maybe the next card helps connect this first one. Hmm. So the next one I got is the Judgment card, and if I recall correctly, I think these are two major arcana cards, which without I guess knowing the deep background of both, I would think these are like big life changes that's happening. And I don't know. So far, if I was this Aries, I would be feeling pretty good right now, because maybe like the Judgment card, like maybe something that you was, I guess, going through, I guess, turn out in your favor, because you seem to be like sitting in a pretty good position. Um, well, at least that's the vibe I'm getting right now. Maybe I'm way off. Let's see this third card that comes out. So right now I have the Empress, which I mean I know some readers don't like to read cards that's upside down, and let me make sure you guys can see these fine. Um, yeah, but so far I think all these are major Arcana cards, and the Empress to the Judgment to the Emperor. Like this seems like for me it just seemed like a very powerful read. I mean,
And all these cards just giving me like positive vibes. Like I honestly think someone, maybe if I was to connect this to some type of life situation, maybe someone that was like, I guess in a way like sitting pretty, like the Empress would be, I guess, feeling themselves. Of course, this could be like male or female, so not feeling themselves in like in a sexual way, but just like feeling pretty good about themselves, and maybe they had something that possibly could have attempted to take them from that feeling, like through judgment, or maybe it was like a situation in which they had to make a serious judgment call that possibly could take them off this high, I guess, feeling good type of position. And I don't know, I don't want to be, I guess, make this serious, but maybe this could be like, well, with the Emperor, if you make the right decision, it could lead to I guess, a even better position in life. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm overthinking it now, but that's least that is at least my initial feelings towards these cards, in which I feel like it's like a possible transition to like a better position in life. And I'm not saying that the Empress must be at a lesser position than the Empress, because I'm not sure like how these two cards relate, but it just seemed like there's like a transition for the better, but maybe this Judgment card is something that would decide whether or not you transition to this position. And I'm gonna stop for a second to let the AI tool let's give its feedback, and let's see if I was off or if I was somewhat close.
This spread feels like a shift in energy from something very open and nurturing into something much more defined and intentional. Starting with the Empress, there's a strong sense of emotional depth here. This could be a connection or situation that felt natural, almost effortless at some point. There's care, attraction, and a sense of growth, like something was being built or had real potential to develop into something meaningful. The energy here is very giving, very present, and very grounded in feelings. But then we move into judgment, and this is where everything pivots. This card is about realization, like a moment where something clicks and can't be ignored anymore. It can feel like a wake up call, where someone starts to reflect deeply on what this connection really means to them. There's an awareness here that wasn't fully there before. For some, this can even point to someone coming back around, or wanting another chance after gaining clarity. And then we land on the Emperor, which completely shifts the tone. This is no longer passive or emotional energy. This is structured, controlled, and intentional. It feels like someone deciding to take control of the situation, to step into a more grounded and decisive role. This could be setting boundaries, making a clear move, or choosing a more stable, long-term direction. So overall, this reads like someone going from emotional openness to a realization and then into action that's much more deliberate. It's less about feelings being expressed freely and more about what's actually going to be done about them. There's a sense here that whatever this is, it's being taken more seriously now, but in a way that's more controlled than before.
Okay, so after hearing that, I draw a connection between, like, I guess I was somewhat picking up something similar, in which I did feel like the Empress was kind of like, in a sense, I guess in her own mind, or just doing her own thing. And while she was in her feminine energy, she must have been attracting people, and she had to make a judgment call on whether I guess she wanted to decide on someone that she was potentially interested in, or maybe this could relate to maybe someone who she's been struggling whether or not she wants to commit to, and as because this is a decision where she's not 100% certain on, at some point she's gonna have to make a decision, which either I guess to the point of it can be for the betterment, or something that can help her get to this point, which is the more does I guess a more decisive position in which she's like finally deciding on whether or not she's gonna uh, move on to this next stage, or I guess commit to whatever she's needing or being pushed to make a decision on. Maybe this could be something that could be not 100% connected to, say, dating or a relationship, but it could be maybe connected to making a decision at work or something else.